Hello everybody and welcome back to the Stanley Parable, the Ultra Deluxe edition. So, yeah, today we get the bucket. We're gonna do the bucket run. Because bucket is life. Bucket is love. Bucket is everything. Hold on, trying to get in chat. There we are. Yippee! We is here. Okay. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. I do. Okay, now I'm curious as accurate it is. Let's use another slider to find out. Okay. Well, it's not so much accurate anymore. It's mostly accurate. It was when I put it in. So, yeah. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like these things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip up a couple new ones. Okay. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Hell yeah. Let's go. Oh, so ridiculous. Oh, I have to begin again? What the hell? Come on. I was right at the bucket. How could they do this to me? Oh well, I'll have to get back to the bucket.
This is a story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
That's me!
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
And he got paid to do it.
Others
Hell
might
yeah.
have considered it soul-rending,
Hell yeah.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley
Almost like he'd been programmed for it.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Hi.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked,
It's
frozen
fine.
solid,
It's
Stanley
fine.
found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I am out of my office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I wonder if there's a way to jump out the windows. That'd be awesome. And they left everything running. What's wrong with them? Yeah, I'll get to you in a second. There's something I need to do in the boss's office.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
dum, dum. Okay, broom closet. I know. You're tempting. You're tempting.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth
I got the
that his
trophy.
boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Forgot how touchy this is. There we go.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct
It's dark.
code by sheer
It's very dark.
amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Come on. This is really, really touchy.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
I feel
It
a bit
was a
peculiar.
stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more
My
free to
chesticles.
think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Let's go. I'm fine. I'm sure everything's fine.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope. I'm good. I'm golden.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Uh-huh. To my vicious end. Let's go. Yippee! The end is never the end. There's never the end. So even if I end here, I don't end because it's never the end. Ow. My ankles.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley
isn't
can't
it?
see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what
Oh,
this
no.
world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss.
Oh,
like
no.
plucking the
That looks
eyeballs from a
problematic.
blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
What? What?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant,
I'm sorry, who
Stanley
are you?
was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? 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 The Stanley Parable. It's really dark in here.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Hello, brightly lit room. Well, this is pleasant for death.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Office layout? Hmm? Corridor? The filing cabinets! Good memories. Play your card games now. Button sounds. Nice, nice. The maintenance room. Oh, the memories. The memories. Ultra deluxe announcements. Warzone? Warzone? I don't remember a Warzone. How do you stay in shape? Narrator emails. We're playing this. Okay, gay? Are you gay? How are you not gay? From Dink Dunk. Okay. Beautiful. The apartment? I don't like the ticky-tocks. I don't like them. Stanley's office, Stanley's office. Okay. Game design lockup. Yes. Chains! Countdown desk? Freedom!
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
We do. We really do.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No.
Aww, we
perhaps
need
not.
each other.
Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Squish. I squished. It still says the end is never the end, so, I'm good, right? I'm golden? Narrator? Narrator?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes, missed the memo. Missed it. Sure did. But the new content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Does it involve me getting squished? Because I've already been there, done that. Alright. Alright.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how
Reflection is
roundly
good.
disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far
Time to
superior
wake up.
to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This
Like
is
this
what
direction?
fans have truly been asking for.
Well, what if I don't want to do it? What if I go back? Well,
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley
can't go
Parable
back.
2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
and marketable plushies.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I
Okay.
figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific
Fuzzy
or
magic?
logical, really.
You just throw some code at a computer and hope it sticks? Yep, yeah, see how that works, yep. That's exactly how games are made.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
They literally just... No. Can we take the elevators? No? Okay. Well... Okay, let's get the bucket first. Ooh, there's merch! I can't get in there? Okay. The end is never the end again.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical.
Was
that
it
it
confusing?
engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley,
bucket.
anytime you're holding a bucket,
bucket.
a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps
Take
even
me with
comforting.
you!
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can
You got a
imagine what
point.
pain in the
You got a
ass
point.
that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Alright, here we go. Be my friend. Bucket!
Can you feel it?
I
The
do.
glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing
Bucket.
despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
You lie.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Impossible.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Bucket! Alright, come on, Bucket. We have much more to explore. Did you know, Mr. Bucket, that there is a button?
Does anyone
That
give out
knows your
awards
name.
for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
They should.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
They really should. Come on, Bucket. Look at this. The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game. Can you believe it, Mr. Bucket? Let's go.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
It is. Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now,
You like
the
it,
button
Bucket?
only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
But
okay,
for
here we
this,
go. Let's take a deep breath,
my
clear
Bucket's
your
name
mind,
is Jim.
forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Come on, Bucket.
I want you... Jim! Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise,
Bucket.
it's just a stupid button that says
Bucket.
somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine... All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says. But no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
Jim. Why is he so angry? Is he mad because I liked the Jim button? Is that it? Come on, Bucket. He's just
Maybe
a
I'll
silly
only
narrator.
let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
No screenshots, please. Collectibles. Jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
But you could just give us more jumps. 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 Okay. Oh yeah, this is the one I gotta go and change every slider. A lot of languages. Do. This is so much fun. Do. Jesus. Hey. Clickety click 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 click. Okay. 100. There is so much to these menus. Jeez. Uh-huh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Made the narrator go silent.
Story of a man named Stanley.
The clickies go away, and the clickies come back. Did I do it? Sweet. I got the trophy. Settings World Champion. Oh, wait. It opened. What?
Ah, I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion trophy. Well done.
Yeah.
You've experienced every setting. Traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting. Something called bumpscosity.
Bumpscosity?
What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be accessible from the settings menu. We'll sort out the rest of the details.
They will never
later.
set the setting
I hope
sliders
you're
to
looking
every
forward to
possible
trying out
setting.
every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Is there really? There is bumpscosity. What the hell is bumpscosity? Turning up to 1,000. There. Bumpscosity is there. Trophies! Alright. Bumpscosity! Okay, what are you? You're deep and dark and...
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Ah, yes. Epilogue. Epilogue would be at the end of the end. Okay. The infinite hole. Come on, bucket. We're going to the hole. Distant future, distant space-time, distant past. There's a lot of distance. What about the present and very recent?
Stanley,
Past
here's an idea that I'm
and
truly
future.
fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Claustrophobia. Alright. Yippee! Hell yeah.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One
It's
of my
beautiful.
more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
But I want to fall.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of
No,
things.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite
What?
nature of the hole. Is it a
No.
very, very deep hole? to be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You
Why are
found
there
me
cigarette
out,
butts down
Stanley.
here? What?
I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person
Meeting at
actually
2 p.m.
wants to fall
There's that
infinitely?
memo I was supposed to get.
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I didn't say
Why
anything.
don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
You can't be mostly
If that
infinite.
works for you,
No,
then go ahead
it's
and
just
press
a
the
deep
teleport
hole.
button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you.
Is it
The
me?
problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, no, no,
Nope,
no.
I gotta see
You have a
everything.
weird sort of... Oh.
What?
Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose
less
once
infinite
again,
than it
there's
was
nothing
before.
to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this
What?
starts to become a thing that... Wow. Okay. Yeah.
What?
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Yeah.
I
What?
suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even
It's
by the
not.
lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going
You're
on
not
here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something.
Okay.
Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
All
Oh,
right.
there it is. The shame of... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
Sure is broken.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing.
No.
Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear
Narrator.
to be away from the hole.
Narrator.
And now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
Okay.
Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
Go back. Oh. At least I have you, Bucket. We're together. Oh no. What? Noise? What is noise? It's ominous. Excuse me? We are descending. We're descending. It's a miracle. I'm happy. It's so fucking epic. Damn. Oh God, please. Oh, I can change my perception?
Cool.
Oh, this is great. Oh, my reality. Reality. Oh, this is fucking great. What? I'm sorry? Puppies! Change myself? Oh, I kind of like this one. Okay.
Stanley? Stanley! Stanley!
What?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into creep.
Let me back.
We can't have that, Stanley.
I
Because
gotta
this
go
hole
back.
is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole. And I'm looking forward to all of them.
I want to go back.
Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Toodle pip. No.
Toodle
No.
pip.
Toodle pip. I've been toodle pipped.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Can I get another bucket? Oh, tell me there's another bucket. No, you know what? That might break things. I don't want to do that. I can't break bucket. I need bucket. There's screenshots. Okay.
No second bucket yet.
Damn.
I just got done beating infamous Second Son's story.
Lovely. Hi, Arkham. I need my hole.
Hi, Brew.
I'm good. How you doing? No more hole. Come on, bucket. Pull the lever. Receive your new trophy. No more steps.
I'm
it
doing
just
good.
works. That's good,
No
man.
more hole for you.
What?
Good morning.
Are you saying?
Here's something
Hey,
special.
Skull.
You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy.
Are you saying I abused
See,
my hole
you'll
and now
come to
I
this
can't
lever,
have it
and when you
again?
pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
How you doing, Sculler?
Today me and
Perhaps
Sky
I
have a
should
photo
ask,
shoot for our
this
wedding
is technology that
invitations.
really
Hell yeah.
exists.
I'm saying you
But
have a problem
the
with
trophy is
holes.
still fully broken.
It's your
I'm not a
will.
wizard, Stanley,
You're
but I
the
guarantee it
problem.
will be
Are you
fixed
saying
in the
I'm the
sequel
problem?
To at last
I'm not the
satisfy the
problem.
hordes of ravenous
The hole
fans all
exists
over the
for our
world
amusement.
Who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
You can't do this to us. You can't do this to us. There is a trophy. Skull, they won't give me the trophy.
It will happen in the sequel.
Give me the trophy. Give me the trophy. Shit. Trophy. That's it. Come on, Bucket. We're leaving. I can't believe them.
Calico, you know Lampdo's video game? Nope.
What else?
I'm
what
just
other
here.
exhibits haven't we seen yet?
You're both from Michigan. Trophy. No, WI.
Wisconsin.
Trophies.
Trophies.
Kokoahi.
Hey, hi, hello.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly
TTS
innovative
can't keep
is
up.
that there will be no
I know.
MO,
for
emoji
collecting
hard
all of
eyes.
them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic
Calico
joy of
high
watching the
Supergirl,
number go up.
emoji
You
slightly
simply collect
smiling
all of them,
face.
and then you move the hell on
Not
with your
Supergirl.
unremarkable life.
Come on, Bucket. Collectibles. Wow. This is like Dante's Inferno type shit. I get him! He looks very confused. Gotta collect them all.
Mo will be your Supergirl if you want to. That sounds
Nah.
like what Supergirl would say.
I'm
God, it
not.
really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Tragic? What do you mean, tragic? I am here. Yes? Yes? I wouldn't be any other place.
Guys, we all know Calico is
All right,
Gollum.
have you seen everything
I
you
am
wanted
not
to?
Gollum.
Ready to move
That
on
would be
now?
you, Skull.
Have you done everything? Oh.
I might have.
Supergirl final version DC 1 million.
Dude, I wouldn't be in DC.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know
Love
it's not
'em.
exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Here
vomit
it
him up.
is.
Let's go.
I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Give it to me. Let's go. Oh.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different
Well, there is a button
arrangement.
that calls me Jim.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version
Oh, wow.
2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
I
Do I get the
wanna
trophy?
play
It's not a
that.
coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do
Well,
very
I
much
wanna play it
enjoy
too, but
creating
no.
gags, but they don't
Oh,
add
I
up to
forgot about
anything.
the balloons.
I wanted more than anything
Damn
to
it.
create a sequel
I missed that one.
would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No
I have to
matter
come
how
back.
good these gags are, they
Shit.
won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and
Did
simply,
you hear that?
well, insert a few of
Hear
my
what?
new features into it.
Sims
This,
4.
of course,
No
with
Sims.
respect.
Did
No
you miss
Sims.
With
Settings
care
World
for the vision
Champion?
and
Oh, no,
integrity of
I
the
just got that.
original game.
Who said that?
Possibly will.
That would be you, Skull.
But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen.
So then
A
two
title
fans
screen
here?
that says with bold
'Cause
and
they think they have already
uncompromising
broken us,
conviction,
but no.
This is the Stanley
Emoji grinning
Parable
squinting
2.
face, emoji happy
Let me see if
tears,
I can work
emoji
something
rolling
out.
on the floor laughing.
Bro, nobody's trying to
Nice,
break
we
anyone.
get the bumpscosity setting.
Take a look.
Oh, I have it set to 1,000. Bumpscosity is high. I need all the bumpscosity.
Whisper Sims 4.
No Sims 4. By the way, Skull, Brotherhood 1. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. This actually looks like the beginning to some sort of... Yep, Brotherhood 1.
More AC.
Yep. This looks like the beginning to a
What
horror
about?
game. No Sims 4. I am not playing Sims 4. No. No, I'm not Simsing. No Simsing.
This is a horror game.
Oh, then maybe I shouldn't be laughing. God damn it. I always get horror and comedy mixed up. My bad. Narrator's gonna pop out of somewhere and fucking suck my soul. Love it.
Same
Stanley
thing.
worked for a company in a big building where he was
True.
employee
My
number
brother loved Sims 3 cause it was awesome, but no Sims greater game came after that.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed
I vibe out on
buttons.
Sims
Orders
occasionally
came to him
off stream,
through a
but
monitor at his desk,
I don't think I'll
telling
ever
him
stream it.
what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what
I
employee
mean, legit half of the
427
endings are
every
kinda
day,
horror endings.
every month of
Lol.
every year.
What about
And
Sims
although
4?
others might have considered it
No
so
Sims
painful,
4.
Stanley relished every moment that the
I know,
others
Skull.
made.
You can
Though he
stream
had been
Sims 4.
made exactly
How's that
for
sound?
his job,
That can
Stanley
tickle your Sims for you.
was happy.
You can even
And
put
then
me in your
one
Sims
day,
world
something
and
very
torture me
peculiar
there.
happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would
cannot.
never quite forget.
But
He had
why?
been at his desk for
No,
nearly
that
an
was
hour
waste of
when he
time, dude.
realized that not
4L9L,
one
huh?
single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting. or
Because
even
I
say
don't like
hi.
Sims 4.
Never in
Why are
all
you
his years
insisting
at
I
the
play
company had this happened. This
Scullard.
complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid,
Me too.
Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk
Because
and
I
stepped
want
out of
you
his
to.
office.
I don't want to.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hey, Skullfi.
Bucket. Hi, lovely.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Have you jumped out of a window?
No, I know I have to. I just don't know where. Excuse me?
Why do you always have to make things difficult? For
Because it's
Christ's
me.
sake, you are. First set of desks.
Here?
Stanley
I
clung
don't-
the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers
How do you get up
really
there?
all be gone?
You can climb on a desk near the window.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Jump,
There's no jump. There's no jump, Skull.
jump.
There's crouch and there's X. That's it. Those are the only controls.
434.
434.
Chair. Oh, jumped out of second floor when I was 7 years old.
Big brain move. Come on. Wait. There we go. Okay. There we go.
Yes.
Why
Whispered
did
the
you
bucket
jump
into
out of a
Stanley's ear.
flower?
We've done it.
Might
We've
need to
escaped from
crouch.
that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Okay,
The
what's your
bucket
true
began
self?
to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the
Hello.
land and lives of untold
Hello.
millions of
Sorry.
innocent humans, and the
Kyo,
bucket's
how you
own
doing?
complicity therein. of sadness
In the
and
void
regret,
I see.
and the many years it
Stanley
is
insane.
actions it might have taken to curb
Yeah.
the madness
Aren't
and
we
the
all?
decay, if
Hi,
only
Kyo.
it had been stronger. Of
Hey,
hope
Kyo.
and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common
Don't
man,
mind me.
to manifest justice where none existed,
Skullet.
and the bittersweet
In
reality
reality's
of
you.
time to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway,
Grabs
meted out
cake
in
and soup.
parcels like charity, and
You and your cake
abandoned
and
as
soup.
soon as the warm glow
I'm
of
good.
inspiration begins to dim.
That's good, man.
Opportunities to do so
I
much
see
more.
2 LOL.
There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception.
The darkness
This was
within the
way too
bucket.
much for Stanley.
I knew
What
it.
are you talking
Goes to
about?
Calico's place.
You're a bucket.
I had neither in the
To
first
this,
place.
the bucket furrowed its brow.
Drops it on
Said the
carpet.
bucket.
Not
There
since
is no
the
soup and
evil
no
wizard
cake.
Gambhorata
Damn it, Skull.
first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket!
Spreads
No,
it.
more.
This is so stupid! Why were you
Tell me more,
doing
bucket. Tell me
this?
more.
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true
I take
form,
Skull's face,
transforming into a
mushes it
mighty
into the
beast of
cake and soup,
untold power.
whaps
It's
it with a
fine.
newspaper,
Glistening like-
and say, no.
My God, Stanley, you did it.
Oh, God.
You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today.
Bucket,
Come,
speak
let's
to me.
restart the game, and we'll
No,
agree to
Bucket.
never again go
Just got the
trifling with
bucket
this
and now I
bucket,
made you
nor
kill
the
it.
dark magic
You
that
monster.
lay inside of it.
Please, Bucket, speak to me. Tell me this is all just a bad dream. We'll go running through the fields of flowers together. Bucket! Oh no. I'm lost now. I can't
What's
without
Skull?
Bucket.
Is it come that you dropped it on carpet after all many semen's sperms watted, face blue smiling, face green smiling, skipping the rest?
Yeah,
Good
skip all of
dream.
that. What the hell?
A don't push my face in the cake.
Oh yeah, I push your face in the cake. What the hell? Bro,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Blue.
room.
It means
Perhaps he had
blue.
simply missed a memo.
No, just cake and soup.
Stanley lifted
No
the bucket
dirty
into his
things.
arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Bucket, you're
I
alive.
clean the carpet.
Yeah, you better clean it.
I'm sure you going to grab your beautiful reassurance bucket again, so you don't have to do the other window path yet. Yee. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
It's
but Stanley
fine.
had felt the bucket calling to him, telling
Call
him
to me,
that the
Bucket.
Cleans with
employee
cake and
lounge
soup.
was simply the place to be.
Skullert, you're supposed to clean it with TNT. You know this.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Yes.
Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
Bucket
How
knows.
insightful the bucket turned out
Bucket
to be.
knows. This place is nice. Water. Bucket likes water.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
It was.
Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together.
Baby
First,
making Miss
walking through
Inery
the
chills
door on the
LOL,
right, then
emoji
walking
cool
to the
smile,
lounge,
emoji
then
wink.
arriving at the lounge.
I
What a
think
thrilling
Piquette
journey
wants to
the
trick
bucket
you.
had inspired.
The bucket
Did you
does not
get
want
the
to
broom
trick me.
closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite.
There's not really
Perhaps
an
this
ending.
was where but finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door. on
Bucket
their left
whispers
to
Sims
get back to
4.
business.
It does not whisper Sims 4.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I know there's also collectibles around.
Good.
Oh yeah,
Said the
I gotta do
bucket.
that.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or
broom
how
closet
this bucket
ending
was
exists.
speaking to him.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because
What
buckets
did
can't
you
talk.
say, Bucket?
But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
The bucket
He
said,
was
shut
fully
up.
convinced that the bucket has
Yeah, so are you,
spoken to him,
Skull.
and he unthinkingly
You
did
just
whatever
haven't
the
looked
bucket
hard
asked.
enough.
Oh, I looked
That's
hard.
right.
I looked real hard. I'm sorry, what was that? What the crap did I just hear?
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Of course. Bucket would never lead me
He
astray.
said Bucket.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone.
Bucket? Where are we, Bucket? Bucket? Bucket?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very
Have you tried
distressingly,
pulling
he
the
began
phone
to believe
cord?
the bucket could speak to
Yeah,
him.
yeah, I've done that already.
Rose's our red bucket was stabbed on the floor. Now it's time for an episode of Sims 4.
There will be no Sims 4. No Sims 4. Wow, your sink is disgusting, Stanley. What have you been doing in there? You know what? Don't answer that. Bucket! Bucket, I've come home to you. Oh. Let's go
What
to work.
about
The
Sims
Stanley
5?
Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
Doesn't
Whatever
it?
Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
No, no. It's real. I can't turn you off. There we go. Bucket is real. Why is this backwards? Oh, he's in my office. Take your bucket to work day. Hi, Bucket. Bucket. Let's go home, Bucket. You and me together.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I
Jasmine.
want to
God,
say
get
something
out
to
of
him,
bed.
But I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll
Why do you
listen
gotta
to
get
me.
out of bed? Still disgusting. Stanley. Bucket.
Sims 5 was peak gaming back in 2009. A hidden one. You can back up off of the lift.
Well, I know you can die if you fall off the lift, yeah.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen
Yeah.
to me. It's just a bucket. It
Beckus,
can't
I
think,
have the shoot
it
in
can't
1 hour.
talk. All it would ever truly
I
do for
see,
you
I
is
see.
effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
No, it does do something. Look at this. It's Bucket.
No, like let the lift go without you. Back up.
You see, he's not
Okay.
listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his
Oh, look,
awful
Bucket.
This stupid hunk of metal.
It's not a stupid hunk of metal. Don't listen to him, Bucket. He doesn't understand.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
Bucket
From
whispers
now on,
you're
he's
Gollum.
just going to cling to this bucket.
I am
this
not Gollum.
cold, empty
You're
bucket.
Gollum.
This sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll
There's
give
a
it
broom
this.
closet
Bucket does have a
somewhere
nice
close
shine
by.
to it.
Bucket whispers Sims.
Does not whisper Sims. That's you, Skull. Yeah, there is not in this iteration. You can't go further. Boop.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection,
The
it
bucket
doesn't
is her
quite
precious.
look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more
My
capable
favorite
of transporting
program.
liquid.
Blinding
It would be
white
better at
light.
moving an amount of water from one room to another.
And don't give me that. You all love the precious
Sorry,
Bucket.
meant next time
Oh
at the
my
lift.
God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel
just a
some need to
flashlight
point
on
out the
there?
ways in which it's
What's
so
the lamp?
much
Okay.
more than just a regular bucket?
Yep.
Oh no,
Oh, it's so dark.
I'm having feelings. For The bucket.
Calico, that what you usually watch
What's
after
going on?
Ipper
Why do I
streams.
want to be with the bucket?
One
Hear
Piece.
what the bucket has
Lately?
to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps.
I watched
if
One
I
Piece
had
for a
the
bit,
bucket,
and then
this would be
I
less
play some
confusing.
GTA.
Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this
It's in the
troublesome
bedroom.
situation.
Oh, gee. I don't know if I'm ready for this
All
kind of
hail the
commitment.
bucket, emoji woman bowing.
I don't know, man. This is a big step in our relationship, Bucket. Oh, hi, Bucket.
Stanley is gonna have redacted with the bucket. You watch
Redacted.
blank screen only.
I do not watch blank screen.
H.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
No,
Give it to me.
no,
Give me
no,
the bucket,
no,
Stanley.
no,
I need it.
no.
Give it to me now.
No.
Give it or I'll...
Bucket.
That happened right as I was typing the LOL.
My bucket. What did you do to my bucket, narrator? Give it back. This was a big step in our relationship.
PS4?
Yes, PS4.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked,
What happens if
he
you go
couldn't
without
find
bucket?
a trace of his co-workers.
Hello?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard
Narrator
this narration
Stanley
and
decided
realized
to
it was
start The
part of
Sims
the
4.
game's design all along.
There
He then
is no
praised the game for its
Sims 4.
insightful and witty commentary
Sims
into
4
the
is a
nature
lie.
of video
You know
game
that's right.
structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Uh-huh.
Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you
Oh.
think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question.
Okay.
What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you
Drink
never
it
would
out of the
even have
bucket.
thought of it if I hadn't brought
Oh,
up
yeah.
the issue in the first place.
Narrator's tears out of the
now
bucket?
Think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So,
Okay.
what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue
Oh,
with
hi,
the game,
MR Bucket.
or just sit in this spot
Hey,
forever
Iskall.
and ever. Cheers.
Show me your underpants.
Buckets don't have underpants.
The bucket looks shocked. It's worth it. What are you, a no? Skull takes the undies.
But, narrator. Narrator.
Bucket lays naked on the floor. Ashamed.
You should be ashamed. It's just an innocent little bucket. Do I just have to restart the game? What?
Ayo. He said he was leaving you to sit here or restart and decide to come back or continue. It will be over soon.
Well, I can't do what he tells me to. That
Tell
would be...
me more, avoid Sims 4 Bucket.
Oh, Skull.
I'm calling the authorities for the bucket. Wait, Skull, what are you? Ooh. Yes, officer, this skull right here. AA. Shh. You could have just begun again.
Oh no, no.
It will be over soon.
Skullert, Skullert. Leave the bucket alone.
There is no need to cry.
Skull, stop. That poor bucket. Leave it alone. I'm gonna tell Drew, and he'll call you bitch. He'll yell at you.
All of his co-workers was gone. What could it mean?
Oh wait,
Stanley
no.
decided to
He'll
go to the
never yell at
meeting.
you. There you go.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Lord have mercy.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
After 3-0 minutes, the bucket lays on the floor.
Skullert, leave the poor bucket alone.
Nakey ashamed.
Who, you or the bucket? Because I think you should be ashamed. Come on. Come on.
Yes, he's right this way. Hurry, officer. The bucket dies from his wounds.
You cannot kill the bucket. The bucket is life.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration
Get
and
the
realized
FBI
it was
here
part of
too.
the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its
Slaps the
insightful and
fuzzy
witty
cuffs on
commentary
Skull.
into the nature
You're not
of
going
video
anywhere,
game
Scum.
structure
Hey guys,
and
look, I
its
didn't do
examination of
anything.
structural
Uh-huh.
narrative
We
tropes.
watched you do it.
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this
Let
a
me
fun
go.
and unique place to
No.
be?
Let him
Why
go.
don't we take a
Nope.
minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think?
He
Are you
wanted
sick of this
IT.
gag yet?
It didn't want it.
The little skank.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate.
Nope.
I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to
Let me
restart
go.
the game.
Nope.
So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and
Let
make
me
this as
go.
miserable as
Nope.
possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly.
What should his sentence
But the
be?
truth must be told, he was not very old.
He must be
and
stripped
was
to his undies and
quite
beaten with lip noodles.
particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing
Oh,
along,
I like that.
you too will become
Of course you
quite
would, Skull.
unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Who, me? No, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, come on, give us another verse. It was beautiful, narrator. Come on. Come on.
Send him to solitary.
Okay.
Fully clothed.
Well, you heard it, Skull. The massive has
Does
spoken.
it?
But I want more, narrator. I want more, narrator. God damn it. It was such a lovely little tune. I blame the narrator for this. Better yet, I blame
Narrator
Skull.
Sing Everybody by Backstreet Boys.
Everybody. Yeah, this is actually Skull's fault, and, Bucket, what are you doing here?
It's so much better when people pick no first. There.
Bucket?
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the
Bucket?
bucket.
Hello, sorry I'm late, I'm at work.
Hey, Cheeks! How you doing? And don't say sorry for being here late. You have a life.
Stanley
We
clutched the
get it.
bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
How you doing, heretic?
I'm
I'm
good.
good.
That's good, man.
You missed a lot. No confusion and chaos. Don't mind that you skipped 2 office rooms. Cheeks help me.
No, that's
I
fine.
kinda have a life.
Look,
They captured MZ.
look. Yeah, of course we captured him. Skull's being a naughty boy. I mean, yeah, see, those were the desks of my coworkers who abandoned me
I'm
and
a bit of a
fucked them.
shut-in though.
Same.
Why did you guys capture Skull?
He, did naughty things to the bucket? And then
Help
murdered
me.
it? Don't help him, he murdered
No,
the bucket.
I meant the layout changed. It
Yeah.
happens sometimes.
Yeah. But again, I didn't know, I didn't care that the desks disappeared. Those were the desks of my co-workers who fucked off and left me here to figure
Violated
out
the
things on my
bucket.
own.
Explain.
Oh, he did horrible things to the bucket.
And then killed it.
Yep. Kyo's got it. Yep.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Bucket.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
What's happening?
It was a sacred bucket.
It's the bestest bucket, and he murdered it. I mean, true, I might have killed it first, but
Oh, I
you know,
see. It didn't deserve it.
it didn't. Broom closet. Broom closet.
Oh, Stanley.
I'll think about
you
it,
feel
Skull.
The broom closet.
Don't do it,
wants the
Cheeks.
bucket.
He deserves
you can feel
everything.
That, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet
Everything he's
believes
getting-
it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is
If you
trying to
share
say
the bucket.
here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you,
Can't
Stanley.
share the bucket.
Don't
He
give
killed
in.
it.
Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure.
But
that
if
the
you mean
broom
this bucket,
closet
this is my
putting on
bucket,
your
boy.
shoulders
This is
right
mine.
now, but you have to
Get
be
your own
strong.
bucket.
This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no.
Is he gonna
Getting
riz
to
up the
name
bucket?
calling now, it seems. Is this how low
Oh, yeah.
the broom closet has sunk that
Who,
it has to
Cheeks?
resort to
Probably.
this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over
There's
the
no
bucket?
dragons present, so he's gonna
Stanley,
raise up the bucket.
Use
I
his
never
fart
liked
to
this
bring
broom
Skull
closet
back
for
to
a
life.
variety
There
of
you go.
reasons, but even this is
Oh,
worse
Skull's
than I
alive.
had
It's the bucket
imagined.
that's dead.
And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not
And
truly
bucket.
deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is
Well-
so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley.
Nobody here would
Live.
ever be like
Really
that.
tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences
This is
you
bucket,
and the
though.
bucket
It's not
have
an
shared
inanimate
together.
object. Look,
Go
its handle
through
kind of
each of
bounces.
them point
At
by
least it
point.
used to.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
I love the bucket. I love you, bucket. You're my
I
life,
mean,
my death.
releases
the
Skull
all-
out of cage, then brings
Okay,
Bucket back
I've
to
got you
life.
something which I think
Narrator
will help
trying
settle
to
this
turn us
debate
against the
once and
broom
for all.
closet.
Here we go. There. Now it's settled.
Slapped.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take our
Look.
hike, broom closet, with all your
No.
meandering philosophical diatribes
No.
about the nature of cleaning supplies
my
and their
bucket.
relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Your bucket? Since when, Cheeks?
Now
This
it's
is-
safe.
All right,
Listen.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going
File
to
a
slap it on as
restraining
well
order
because I
against
think
Skull
it's
for the bucket.
appropriate.
I
The
will.
bucket asked for it.
See, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
A bucket on a bucket.
That way,
It's
if you're ever
bucketception.
unsure whether the thing you're holding
Farts in
is a
Skull's
bucket
eyes.
or not, you can
That's
look
how
down
you
at
do
the
it,
sticker
Cheeks.
and say to yourself, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications.
Anyone else
for
liking the
this sticker.
slapping noise of these stickers? Just
Hey, hey.
You know what?
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display.
There, Bucket, you're
you
safe
can stay
now.
here all you like, but I've had
Thank
it with
you,
this
Cheeks.
impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll
Stabs
see
the
you
bucket.
outside, and we can get on with the story about you
Runs
and
away.
your bucket.
Trip skull. Fart on him, Ricky. Get him. Cheeks, he's yours.
Also, I have to go though, gotta really prep he.
I know. Have a good one, Skull. But I'll never forgive you for what you did to the bucket.
Have fun, everyone.
You too.
Later, Skull.
Is that it?
Farts and bring Bucket back. Farts silently in the room.
Oh no, he crop dusted. He crop dusted. Everyone run.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Okay, we'll go
office.
upstairs for the first. Yeah. But first, the bucket has to relieve itself. Into the bathroom we go.
I wonder if the Bucket would cosplay as Harley Quinn. Shoves Bucket up rear end, there, you're safe now.
One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
It's roomy in
no
there.
reward for collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic
I would guess
pleasure
so, if you could
of a
fit an
job
entire
well
bucket
done.
up there.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Oh, I love my collectibles. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes, if the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Here's the thing, this is the executive bathroom, so
I
the
mean,
boss
there's a
is...
TV and couch, so I suppose so.
Damn! It's not only roomy, but relaxing.
Hell, it might as well be a whole house in there.
Damn! How many floors? Why is there... Why is there a gun to that panda's head? What? Why? Business strategy. Okay. Yeah, okay.
5.
5 floors. Nice. So, we go uppies or downies? Uppies or downies?
Hell yeah, time for this elevator. Uppies.
Okay, uppies it is. Boop. Yay! See, now that the frickin' handle moves. He's not inanimate. Elevator music, the best. How far up are we going?
Really far up. But I must take my ass and leave. I'm busy tonight, later dweeb and peeps.
Night nerd. Have a good one, Cheeks. Is the narrator humming along with the music? Oh, by the time we get there, my stream will be over. Jesus.
Lol. Having fun there?
Oh, yeah.
He whispers, Stanley, a bunch. Is this elevator going to Mount Olympus?
You're going somewhere. We're ascending.
2 hours later.
I know.
Nah, it's Kava's space elevator from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Welcome to Elevator Simulator. Oh, it's shaking. It's shaking.
Hit the button.
Seriously? We just had to hit the button again. I hate this elevator.
NGL, I just wanted to see how long I could get you to sit here.
Oh, I was waiting to... I was willing to go the distance, man. I was just... Hell yeah.
LOL.
I was just vibing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned.
We do
to
a little
discover
trolling.
not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight
Is
of
it
this
really
revelation,
trolling if I'm down
Stanley
for it?
may have
Yeah,
broken
so
down
there's
into an
the
emotional
elevator
dumpster
behind the
fire,
secret
if not for
door,
the
then the
soothing
normal
presence of the
elevator does
bucket.
absolutely nothing.
Now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding
I want
light
booze.
pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would.
Then there's the broom elevator.
The two of them were
The broom
inseparable.
elevator?
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with
The
the
broom
bucket
elevator
that he didn't
ending was
notice the
my
keypad
favorite.
behind the boss's
Yes,
desk.
that's where
Nor in
you
his
push the
bliss of
broom,
simply
broom
being
firmly
near
up
the
your
bucket,
ass.
IKR.
any notion that
And
the pin number
fly.
for the keypad
You
was
ascend.
2,
Best
8,
ending.
4, 5.
What?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination
Yeah, I already
was
got that
2,
trophy.
8, 4, 5.
Fine.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by
3.
sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Impaled by a broom Vlad style, oof.
Shows broom handle up as ascends majestically to the heavens.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier
Taste the
name
sequel.
for these things. What about mini
It's
Stan?
delicious.
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines?
Not
Yes,
Stanlerines,
I think
no.
I like that. Another Stanlerine
No,
under your belt.
no, not that. Bucket, narrator's an idiot.
Hello Gabriel Van Helsing movie. Stanlerine. Did you go back up the elevator?
No. No, I did not.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown
Oh, I will go through
fate.
all this again to go
It would be
you know,
all
spend a
Stanley
day in
could
that
do to
freaking
keep
elevator if
himself
that's what you
together,
want.
If not for the bucket.
I'll do
Soothing
it.
him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
We're together in this bucket.
I mean this elevator.
Can you go back up this one? I don't think you can you? Oh, you can.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
As
You
buckets are
can
what to
yell at
do.
me for spoilers, but DBF. These are Stanley Parable 1 spoilers.
Well, this is technically Stanley Parable 1 with extras. It's not like it's actually a new game.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he
Yee,
said,
I'll
the number
only
3
talk
is such a
about endings
special
most
button, I'm
people
having the
miss.
time of my life.
It's the third game.
Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent.
Oh, come
This
on,
was a
bucket.
shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Can I ever truly have enough of of number 3? Can I? Can I really? Maybe if I push 3 in a different order. Instead of 3, 3, 3, 3, it'll be
Go
3, 3,
Ogden.
3, 3. Hold on,
Only
I'm
3 number 3.
They don't like it. Climbing all over the boss's furniture, but he's gone too,
Now
so
wait
fuck him.
30 minutes.
30 minutes of that. Literally, stream would be over.
Elevator down and up time.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
You know, it's true. Maybe the bucket did miss it. I should go back. The bucket can say anything the bucket wants, but you know what? Does it truly know my love for the number 3?
No, 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 said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me.
Right?
You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
I just want to share my interest with the bucket. Bucket is life. He must know everything. You'll get it eventually, Bucket. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Here we go, said Stanley.
By
This
the way,
time I'll
that chair
really
trick,
show
you can do it in the
Ran to
monitor
number
screen
3
room.
and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of
There
truth
is
and
something down
passion.
at the bottom, isn't
He
there?
wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told
Narrator
stories
is giving
through the
Mad
number
Hatter
3,
vibes Arkham
stories
City
of his
style.
dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction
Yeah.
of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing.
Come on,
The
Bucket.
bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
But you know, Bucket gives quiet companionship. He doesn't have to say anything. He's that friend that doesn't say much, but, you know, you're just happy that they're there. Right, Bucket? I'm sure Bucket agrees.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Maybe more number 3. That might be what is needed. Bucket, I've got you. I got you, man. Yep. You need more number 3. Let's go. What
3 is the new cowbell.
It needs more cowbell. I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Ah, said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public.
Are you watching
on all
Severance?
matters relating to pressing the number 3
No.
over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye
Very good
that the
show.
bucket
Has
would
Christopher
finally
Walken.
understand Stanley's
Nice.
work.
Well, this is not the boss's office.
For months, he advertised
Live
and
on
marketed his
stage.
press conference, building
All
excitement
eyes on
around it,
Stanley.
developing and rehearsing it until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
We got this. Okay, I'm not good at public speaking, but an evening with world peace, baby. Stage door. Oh, we're just going right into it. World's first sentient machine. Oh, gee.
Christopher Walken? Where's Christopher Walken?
Wherever the hell he wants.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over.
Honestly
One
though,
opportunity
as
to
someone
share
who
a
played
true
this in
connection with a loved
2013,
one.
it honestly is a brilliant expansion that adds like more than double the content. 2.
It is great. I mean, you know, all jokes aside, this is a great fucking game.
Crap, I messed up the joke.
I got it. I got it, Kyo. Remember where you came from. Your conscience. Wait, I have a conscience? Shit. Alright. Okay. Anyway, mirror. You
It's a
got
game
this.
that can be seen as brilliant or stupid. My
Why can't-
favorite content.
Why can't it be both? You can be brilliantly stupid. Alright. You got this. Doing great. The guy who went to Mars. The Lord.
Agreed.
Okay. Alright.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means
Or
to
stupidly
press the number
brilliant.
3 on a keypad
Yes.
over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting.
F.
He was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding.
But Bucket.
The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship,
My first
was
friend.
cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
But you're still there for me, right? Bucket?
Runs back and fart on bucket, stabs him, yells Sims 4, runs away.
Damn it, Skull. Get ready for your photos. Listen here, you little shit. See, this is not real. Bucket and I can never be separated. We're besties.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
And Stanley jumped for
decided
joy
to go to the meeting room.
because all of his
Perhaps he had
coworkers
simply
were
missed a memo.
idiots.
We'll tase 'em next time. I am the best I.
You are the bestie. Skillert, we all love you.
Warmth spread through Stanley's
Runs
eyes.
away.
With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Later peeps.
Have a good one, Skull.
Farts on Kyo's face.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his
Why would you
chest
do such a
and
thing?
entered the door on his left.
I'm going back in the elevator. I'm gonna do it. Ugh, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Trust the completionist instinct. Ah, there's the sneeze. Sorry. Completionist instinct. Oh, I know.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the
I'm going back
boss's
in the elevator,
office.
and then I have so many more places to go and... Sorry, Panda. I'm gonna go somewhere now. They can't fool me. I know you're all just trolling. This is really taking me somewhere. I do love that narrator.
Yeah,
Really
you
gets into
got
this.
me.
Yep, yep.
The broom elevator ending.
Just tell me where the broom is. Well, there's a broom in the broom closet. Is that the one I jam into an orifice?
You don't wanna know how long I've spent in this elevator. I've watched like 20 playthroughs.
This is content.
Broom closet. The broom closet is real.
That is real. Twerking on the narrator.
I'll listen to his voice all day long. You just said you'd be here to the end of stream hangout.
Well, that's like, I don't know, half an hour-ish. Easiest gameplay ever.
TBF, he did say Stanley Parable 2 had an hour of elevator content.
He did! He did! You're not wrong. I'm just sitting here dancing with my bucket.
Mark and Clear stood in here for gotta be like 5 minutes.
Oh, you know he did. That man is determined.
Lol.
He's a man who's able to troll himself. And I have mad props for that guy.
He's just dancing to it and going crazier the whole time.
Oh, hell
He's always determined to a bit.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Wasn't he like just dancing in front of the camera the entire time?
Mark of pliers.
It's the mark of pliers. It's the symbol.
Yeah, flailing his arms.
And his poor editor, whether it was Lixian or one of the others, fucking... Yeah, do I speed through this or just let it play out? I don't know. You know, you don't have to like breathe in my ear, dude. That's weird. You're making Bucket uncomfortable.
I just watched that, Jacksepticeye, Gab Smolders, and a few smaller streamers lately.
Same.
I use this for background noise.
I just watched, Bird 650 frickin' play this. I don't know, see, he went in the elevator though. Alright.
Also, Severance is honestly a lot like this. Office rooms, existential dread and jazz.
That sounds delicious.
Stepping into his manager's
Existential
office,
dread
Stanley was
and
once again
jazz.
stunned to discover not an indication of any.
That's my life story.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional
Existential
dumpster fire,
jazz.
if not for the soothing
Ooh,
presence of the bucket.
nice.
Even now,
Yes,
in his darkest
bucket.
of hours,
I have
let
bucket.
the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him.
Come on.
always.
Why are you so jerky?
The
Stop.
bucket would.
Existential dread and jazz is how I usually describe Twin Peaks, but it really
At this
fits
point,
Severance
Stanley
too.
was so absorbed in the tender, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yes, Bucket is life. Bucket leads me where I need to go. Come, Bucket. I think I'll do it.
No, don't say come bucket. Lol.
Did I say that? I meant to come with me, Bucket. I'm sorry. Sorry. Bad word choice. Bad word choice. I'm sorry. Please forgive.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Come along, Bucket.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
Leave the
horrible
poor
secret
bucket
did this
alone.
place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to
Get
themselves.
up there. Get up there. Whee!
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing.
I
and
had
into
to
the
sleep
dark
without
void
bucket
below.
the other day and it was not
Thankfully,
my
he fell
cup of
directly
tea.
onto
Oh,
the
I'm so
bucket,
sorry.
Which safely cushioned his fall.
Now,
That must have been
what to do next,
so horrifying
Stanley
for you.
wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here.
Boop.
So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here.
This one used to just be a glitch in the original.
Yeah, I
After
know
some
that.
time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
Bucket,
But it
why do you want
wasn't until
paninis?
the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really
this is
started to
lovely.
feel like home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages
You're
since he
not
had
sorry,
even thought
lol,
of
I
the
was the
mind
bucket
control
theme you
facility.
left on red.
He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there. Never
I left
been able
everyone
to
on red
unearth
with
the
the
many
with the
mysteries of
bucket.
mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of
So
their home
brilliant and
slowly
stupid,
decayed
double
as
the
Stanley
content
became
for a
withdrawn
bucket.
and
I know,
neglected
right?
the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake.
At least
to leave
Amazon's
the
delivering
path.
down here.
It was a mistake. It was a
Great.
mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible.
I mean, true.
Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. No. This is just a hole in the
They
ground.
just chucked the boxes
Bucket
down.
sighed. True, it wasn't.
Who does?
But it's where
Everybody's
we
gone.
happen. And maybe, possibly, if we accept
What
the
if I
reality
don't
of
like
things,
the bucket
maybe
that much?
this will become an ending event.
Keo, how could you say
What
such a
the
thing?
bucket was counting on.
It's Bucket.
The two of them waited for a very long time.
We did
Then
wait for
you're
a very long
wrong.
time. Vamp's got a point. Bucket is life, man. I mean, even if you aren't super close, you have to accept Bucket into your life.
You guys may have the bucket.
Keo! Keo, how dare you! I'm just crushed you can say
Yeah,
such a
more
thing.
bucket for me.
It's Bucket!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers.
Okay, that's
He
different.
never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others.
end is
so
never
the
the
thought
end.
of total solitude was terrifying to
The
him.
bucket
No
is more
matter
of a
how
big
hard
friend
Stanley
to me.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, you can be friends with the Bucket.
I actually have not seen the WTF. I've never seen verse screen on, with that. Someone I know, but not too much. Seen every. What was Plankton's restaurant called again?
The Chum Bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
I love you, Bucket. We're together again. It's bliss.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
The Chum
and
Bucket.
entered the door on his left.
You know what? Now we're going downsies.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Synergize our resources to ensure the retrieval. There are many questions. There's no memo from management.
I'm watching Rambo 2008 version.
Noise.
It's like, oh no, I just looked through all this shit 3 hours ago.
416?
Tang out. Lol.
Red room. Red room? Red rum? There will be a reward for finding them all.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Hi,
I'm
dude.
going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines
There's
and
another board in
figures.
that room
What do you
with
think,
hints.
Stanley? What name better
Okay.
encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one?
I like
Let
Figley's
me
better.
settle it. I'm sure it will come to me.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
We're taking
he
the card and
considered
leaving.
the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that
In this
risk?
economy?
All
What?
because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze.
You already
but
saw
said
one in the
nothing.
lift room. Wanna
That's
just know
strange,
where the
Stanley
other
thought.
is?
Usually the bucket is a source of
I know
guidance
there's
and
one,
wisdom for me in difficult times such
in
as
the
these.
room
He
with
held the bucket close, yet felt none
cargo
of
lift
its familiar
thing.
reassurance and comfort.
There's a little
And
pathway you
that's
gotta
when
take.
Stanley
I know that one.
realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
This isn't someone
Surely
else.
no
Nope.
good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might
Bucket.
experience
Bucket.
without the
Let me in.
psychologically grounding presence
Bucket.
of his bucket. And indeed, now
Bucket.
he noticed the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
Do you want
Now
me
he
to
felt
say the
himself
last
falling off the
one?
ground.
Well, let me look for a bit.
Gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is
No.
it?
Don't
I must
open the
find
door.
it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Bucket.
Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Okay.
Could
Bucket.
it truly be? He rushed
Bucket.
forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
You're right.
Come
They
to
aren't.
me, Stanley.
Bucket.
Find me.
He had to find the
So many
bucket.
buckets.
He had to return to his old friend.
Bucket.
It was the only way to truly
Bucket.
restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oh,
It was incredibly
the bucket
painful.
was inside us.
Stanley
Holy buckets,
doubled over in
Batman.
agony and blacked out.
But they want my bucket. I want my bucket, damn
This
it.
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella, we missed you. How you
Mariella
doing?
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then
course.
collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
He had no bucket.
Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
See?
Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game.
Video
it could
game?
all have been prevented
Nah.
if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
This
Perhaps
is
he
real
didn't
reality.
realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought. And she hugged her own bucket even tighter.
Well, as long as you've got your
Of
bucket, you're
course,
good,
she had
Mariella.
no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck
As a bucket
yes, she
should.
thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Take
Mariella's
the
doing
bucket
good.
off the moving platform.
We're back in the office. Input received. What the fuck? What did I do? I did a thing. I'm scared. Oh. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. I'm in heaven.
Welcome to heaven.
What the fuck? I've ascended. Oh, okay.
It's 4 a.m. for me, so I'm gonna go.
You have a good one. Boop. I'm gonna push all the buttons. Is this just Stanley's heaven where he goes and pushes all buttons? Do they relight? They do.
I'ma just say, you can't. Lol.
Well, shit. What's the point? I take it there's no way out of here. You just have to restart the game. There's not even narrator. Narrator, where are you? Buttons! This is...
It's no use.
It's oddly
He
satisfying,
didn't
though.
make it to heaven. Like fighting the eye.
Oh, but I will forever fight. I will push all the buttons. Don't tempt me. I am Stanley. I am the king of buttons. Oh. Oh. Well, shit.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
I'm sorry. What is?
The
Bucket?
good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Housekeeping has obviously not been in.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the... No, never
The bucket
mind.
was gone.
The bucket
It's
was
wrong. Fuck you,
Stanley
bucket.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Boop. Do 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 do.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll
Figler
collect
and
the
Marines?
last
What?
one, and then the
I'm sorry,
first
what?
number
Escape
will
through the
equal
big
second
door.
number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense
Yummy.
that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
They're figlies. Come on. That was obviously the superior choice. Oh, okay. Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. Stanley, now is not the time to act like you're drunk.
Stanullerines.
I'm sorry. Where are we? Oh, the tapes. This is where the mixtapes went. All the mixtapes of my childhood. They made it here. Wow. Who knew?
Figler and Lurines.
Figurines? I'm sorry?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
That's just life.
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
You alright, buddy?
Sheer euphoria I feel every time.
Yep, life
I pick
after
it
about
up.
1-2.
No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
There's no explanation for it.
The bucket's made of some sort of highly addictable
I
substance.
see the world so differently when this bucket.
Remember
is
who
in my
turned the
arms.
bucket into bucket?
Why everything feels so. What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
No. No. You don't monetize
It's
bucket.
unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the
Don't do it.
bucket.
You sick individual.
It's my golden ticket.
How could they do this with
But I
bucket?
have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out,
Marketable
there's going to be a
bucket
target
plushes.
on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me.
Can I have the plushies?
What's that? Who's there?
Gambarada? Excuse me?
Bucket took revenge.
Apparently. See, you don't diss the bucket.
That's who turned bucket into bucket.
Was Bucket once a people and then they turned it into Bucket? So you'd never feel alone because Bucket was once a people? I'm not sure about this, guys. But
The bucket gives off companion cube vibes.
it does. I am actually gonna have to call it because there's shit happening today for me, so I gotta go.
He said he was a being in the out the window ending with him.
Ah. So, thank you so much to everybody for being here. You guys are fucking amazing, and I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I had fun. This game is fucking amazing, and I want to play so much more of it. Anyway, you guys have a good day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and please be safe. Hit like, share, comment,
Goodbye.
subscribe. Bye! 'Cause, yeah. That's a thing you're supposed to do?
I'm gonna try and sleep.
Please do, Kyo. Get some sleep. And, yeah. You guys have a good one. I'll see you next video or stream. Bye!